What's up? What's up? What's up, Scape fam? It's your girl, the Queen, and Dr. Joanne Fontaine with another episode of Wellness Wednesday. And today we're going to discuss thyroid disease. But before we discuss that, I want Dr. Joanne to give her this disclaimer because I was in a class yesterday, and the first thing the attorney did was give a disclaimer, and he said that is for protection of yourself, so that you guys
Absolutely.
know that what we're doing for you is informational. And Dr. Joanne, give them your disclaimer.
That I am not a medical doctor. I am a doctor of health education. So I'm just giving you the information that I have, and I am no way. You should always contact your primary care physician if you ever have any concerns.
Thank you. And we need to start every time with that because somebody
Well,
may
I
get some
always say it.
information. Yeah, I know, but I mean, we need to start it with that because I just remember that in my entrepreneur class, and the attorney was like, you should always, as a professional, always give a disclaimer so that people don't try to hold you accountable.
Right, right,
So
right.
now we're going to start that. So today we're going to talk about thyroid disease. So tell us, what is thyroid disease?
Well, it can be where your thyroid's too high, or it can be where your thyroid's too low.
Okay.
So there's hypothyroidism,
Okay.
where your thyroid's not working enough to metabolize food and produce the energy that you need, or it can be hyperthyroidism, where it's
Mhm.
overworking too fast, and where it's moving too quickly, and that can be not safe too. And
Okay.
then when your thyroid's working normal, it's called euthyroid. So we want our thyroids to be euthyroid. And a
Okay.
lot of times they're not like that.
And where's the thyroid gland located?
In your neck, on
Oh,
each side right here.
okay. So we have two.
No, you have
Or
one.
it's
It just
one,
kind of
but it's
comes together.
on each side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how would you know? What would be some signs of thyroid disease?
Okay, so if you're hypothyroidism, if
Okay.
you'd be intolerant to cold.
Okay.
You could have dry skin, dry hair, itchy, um, confusion, um, tired, um, stuff like that. If
Mm-hmm.
you are hyperthyroid, you would be intolerant to heat.
Okay.
You'd have sweats, um, confusion again, lack of sleep. You could nausea, vomiting, um, loose stool,
Mm-hmm.
uh, shakiness,
Okay.
tremors, um, things of that nature.
So are people predisposed to this, or how does one get thyroid disease?
Well, I believe it's genetic, that it can follow
Okay.
in the families, because, like, in
Mm-hmm.
my family, I had it. Um, so my mother had that. But
Mm-hmm.
also in the United States, here in certain areas, there isn't a lot of seafood, or, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
seafood where iodine is produced. And
Okay.
so your thyroid is what holds the iodine and helps absorb the necessary uh, minerals or whatever it is to make your thyroid work function appropriately. And if you don't have that iodine and so forth, then your thyroid may not work so effectively. And so
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, like in the upper Midwest and areas like that, because we're not by a sea and we don't have
Okay.
seafood, we tend not to have as much iodine. And if you notice, there's iodized salt and non-iodized salt.
Yes.
A lot of people use iodized salt so that they get the amount of iodine they need in their body. Not like you need a whole bunch of it, but you need a
Right.
certain amount of it to have your thyroid function appropriately.
But what else can you find iodine in? Because salt isn't really good for you.
No, seafood,
Okay. Seafood and salt. I mean,
yeah,
those are the major things.
major things, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I was reading here that your thyroid is supervised by your pituitary gland.
Pituitary gland, yeah, okay.
Yeah. it says that gland monitors and controls the amount of the thyroid hormones in your bloodstream.
Correct.
And when the gland senses a lack of the hormone or high levels of the
It
hormone,
stimulates
it
it.
will adjust. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it great how your body works in harmony with each other?
Absolutely. In a
Yeah.
perfect world, your body would just function and you wouldn't have to worry
Yeah.
about anything. But there's all these other things that come into play when you are when you're having. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked because there was somebody in the parking lot staring at me in his car and he was facing me, and so now he went away. So anyway, there's a lot of things that can thought all that, the things we eat, substances in the air, our environment, things alter our natural occurrences and how our body is supposed to work. And therefore, inevitably, we have troubles. So we have to, hello? Oh, what happened there?
One thing that I notice people say, like when they gain a lot of weight, is that like it has something to do with their thyroid. Is that one of the?
Oh yeah, yes, that's another thing. Weight gain, absolutely.
Okay.
So if your thyroid isn't functioning properly, you gain weight because your food isn't being broken down properly. If you were having hyperthyroidism, then your food would break down too fast and you could lose a lot of weight really easy.
And what are some of the medications that people are prescribed to treat?
To counteract that, to treat thyroid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're hypothyroid, there's things like Synthroid or what they call levothyroxine. Same thing. That's a generic versus the brand name. And there's I can't remember. There's different hormone. It's a hormone, so it's different hormone replacement.
I guess what I'm looking for is, I thought they said it's something like I can't think of what it was, and it makes you also gain weight. The medication, one of the medications, I can't think of the name of it. I was hoping you would say it. Steroid.
Oh, that's it. Now, if you have hyperthyroidism, sometimes they'll put you on a combination of steroids and beta blockers and just different things depending on what's going on. Because it can make your heart beat really fast. And so steroids kind of kick in, prednisone especially, has you kick in. It kicks in where your body isn't working and helps your body adjust to whatever it's going through. It's a horrible thing to have to take, but it works well for a lot of people for certain things. But that's an evil drug. I hate that drug. And I'm not a medical doctor. It's just my personal opinion.
You watch the commercial and it'll say it'll help your heart, but you could die, or you may not be able to breathe, or you lose all your hair, but your heart will beat.
Right. The side effects are, but you might die, but just take it. Just so if you have
really though.
So it just dawned on me, one of the drugs that they give for hyperthyroidism is propylthyrosol. And that's one of the drugs. And I can't think of the other one. It starts with a T. It's been a long time.
Okay.
So, and there's like Graves' disease, and there's thyroid cancer, and there's a lot of different things. And there's different ways of treating it too.
So the $1 million question, can you skate if you got thyroid disease?
Of course, I have thyroid disease. I take Synthroid every day. I take it for the rest of my life, ever since I was 20 some odd years old. So absolutely, you just learn your body, you learn how to manipulate what you need to manipulate to make it happen. But it's just like any other thing. It's an endocrinology. It's one of those disorders. So it's a hormonal disorder. So it's kind of in the bag with diabetes type stuff, So it is a hormone. And so when you take Synthroid, if you take too much of it, then you start getting the shakes and different things like for your heart. So you have to be monitored to make sure that you stay euthyroid while you're taking that medication. And then, it's there's a bunch of different things. But anyway, Where were we at?
Yeah, I was just saying you can roller skate with thyroid. That look, that's the
Absolutely.
question that anybody needs to know. Everything else is mute. So
That's right.
okay, so that's our take on thyroid disease. If you have any further questions, you can always DM Dr. Joanne. If there's something that you'd like to see on Wellness Wednesday, please DM either of us and we'll make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this weekend is Halloween weekend. So there's a lot of parties
Ooh,
going on. So check in your
ooh.
local rink and see what's going on. And I'd like to see all the pictures of you guys all dressed
We
up and
got some dynamite stuff going on up here.
okay.
I haven't been to our rinks lately because I'm behind the scenes doing some other stuff right now that's like
Okay.
I'll come out with it later. But I'm doing like some stuff and it's taking a lot of my time, and I haven't been really I skated in Dallas, and I really haven't had time to be skating, but I'm gonna get back to my people and skate again. But I'm really, sometimes you gotta take time for yourself to get where you're
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
I'm just kind of working on some things. You guys will know about it soon. Like
Okay.
real soon. Give me about another month and I tell you guys all about it.
And you'll hear
So
it first on Wellness Wednesday.
that's right.
Okay, Dr. Joanne, thanks so much for another episode. And until next time, we
We'll
will
see
see
you
you on the
on the
wood.
wood.